What's up, everybody? Spotted Nerd here. I think we're doing this right, and I do say we because here in a moment I'm going to introduce somebody pretty badass. And believe it or not, it is the first time we're seeing each other face to face. We've been chatting it up for a little bit for a few weeks, but I'll introduce him here in just a moment because this is going to be a live feed specifically around, of course, this week is the greatest week of all time. It is San Diego Comic-Con week. It is better than Christmas. It is better than anything on this planet. It is the only thing I look forward to every single year. And oh my God, my phone is going off. I always leave that on because I want to make sure it's working properly. But it's going to be ecstatic. And then I do want to get a little bit deeper on the Superman film, of course, from James Gunn, because the guest I'm bringing you guys right now is I consider him a good friend now. It's one of those things, you build communities when you make these channels, when you make these videos. He's an awesome dude. He's always commented, contributed to this channel, and I cannot thank him enough. I will introduce you guys right here, right now, to Joseph, and let's see if I can do this properly. There he is.
There I am. Holy cow.
So, ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you Joseph again.
Hello.
He knows me from literally this channel. He comments a lot on my videos, and I super appreciate you beyond belief for those one or two people that still follow this channel after 10 years. It really does mean a lot to me. And I give you credit. I really do. Like I said, you are somebody that articulates and is able to describe and review stuff far better than I can. I do this just out of fun and a passion, but some of the comments you've left over the years it's probably been years now, hasn't it?
Oh,
Or has it been a few months maybe? Have you followed me?
it's probably been at least, I'd say, about a year.
Yeah, about a year now. And so every time I bring out a review, I give you a 20-minute review and you just nail it in about 2 or 3 sentences. So and then one day I just said, hey, you know what? Why don't you come along? Let's do this. And this is what's really cool about this type of stuff. And I don't know if you maybe feel the same. I want to give you the spiel here in a second, but this is how you build these communities. Like I've been doing this 10 years. I'm sure like through this channel. I have no expectation of making 1 million subscribers or 2 million subscribers, whatever it is. But I would love to build this community up to where it's something like those Nerdrotic guys. Like you have 10 and you have this giant community of people that is just talking about the nerdums, the fandoms, and everything like that, whether or not you're trashing it or not. But it's because that's where the realness comes in. That really is where the real talk comes in, because we're going to talk about it, obviously, at the end of this, about Superman, because there's a lot of bullshit, specifically with the box office numbers, that a lot of people are just num, 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 not realizing that this movie is specifically a flop at this point from a financial standpoint. And them telling you that that's okay is just sad and pathetic at this point. So
Well, I don't know what the numbers are at this point.
nobody does. Absolutely nobody does.
I've purposely kept in the dark. I heard that the opening weekend wasn't all that great.
Exactly. Yeah. No, 100%. So without further ado, Joseph, I would love it. I'm going to give you the reins. Give us a little bit of a spiel about yourself, where you're from, if whatever you want to share. I don't,
Okay.
don't be too crazy. I'm sure the FBI is always watching us, but give yourself your introductions, and then we'll kind of hit the ground running.
Okay. Well, I was born a poor black man.
Amen.
No, I live in Tennessee.
Wait, which part?
What?
Which part?
The middle.
The middle. I'll say, no joke. I'm actually going to Nashville's in Tennessee, right?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I'm going to Nashville next at the end of August. I don't know if you live there.
For MTAC or
just for I'm gonna check it out. It's potentially something I might be transferring. Jobs.
Nashville's
interesting.
It's sort of a blight on the rest of the state.
Wait,
I
which
don't
one?
want to get too far into
because I heard there's Memphis and then there's Nashville.
Oh yeah.
Is Memphis the bad one?
Memphis is Tennessee's Detroit.
Ah, okay. So I will not be going there.
Nashville's nice, but it's gotten pretty insane over the last few years.
Yeah, I
can. And then Knoxville and Chattanooga are good towns too, good sized towns. But unfortunately, they all kind of fall into that same trap. Like I said, without getting too far into it, I don't want to get.
No, I feel you. Totally feel you.
Um,
But
but
what makes you kind of like, what made you follow this channel, and like what makes you kind of like love this stuff? I mean, do you consider yourself a nerd? All that good stuff.
oh, dude, I am definitely geek.
Yeah,
Um, I
we've
have
had some
been
good combos. No joke, 100%.
I have been I have been a geek my whole life.
Yeah.
I was a geek back before it was cool.
Oh, amen.
Um,
Because you and I, let's be clear too, for those one or two people that watch this, we are old,
oh yeah,
and we grew up in the days where you could actually have a difference of opinion. Like if you hated Star Wars but you love Star Trek or vice versa, you could still go and have a drink with that friend.
oh
Where
yeah,
today you
yeah,
just can't do that.
yeah. The problem you ran into then was that things got a lot more heated, and so you could legitimately lose your friends over a good
Game of Risk.
comic book fighter. Telling someone that their game sucked. But I've done a whole bunch in the gaming movie sphere.
Yeah.
I worked for Blockbuster for years. Well, not years, but
R.I.P.
almost two. And I worked for GameStop for a long time. Um, and I've always been very outspoken. I was well liked usually. As long as you didn't like stuff that I didn't like, because you were going to hear that I didn't like it. And
But that's again, I think that's what kind of like brought us together. All jokes aside, because again, it's not being it's you're not afraid to speak your mind,
oh
even if
no,
you're going to offend somebody. Like, let's be very honest. You and I, we've talked about this privately, but also through your comments. You got to be careful with what you do online and stuff like that. Like I do. I've said this in every video I've ever made. I have a job. They probably watch this. I have to teeter around certain things, but I'm also not going to shy away from my morals, my values, blah 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 blah. Because at the bottom, at the end of the day, that's what it's all about, right?
right.
Inclusion and diversity. So that also should include inclusion and diversity of thought.
It should, but it absolutely does not.
Facts.
Um, and I mean, honestly, around here, you would think in Tennessee you could be a little more free. It's not really the case.
Is it similar? Yeah,
I mean, it's not as bad as you could get,
yeah.
but
Go to the Pacific Northwest. Trust me.
oh, no thanks.
Oh God,
I've been there. Beautiful,
oh,
beautiful
dude,
country.
absolutely gorgeous.
Um, no thanks though.
No, that's why I say going to San Diego this week, it's like I get out of jail for a week just to,
I don't see how though, dude. You're going to San Diego.
that. I mean, yeah, you're not really
I
there's not
mean,
really much different, but yeah, because even I grew up in San Diego, so it is one of those things where yeah, there's not a lot of difference there. And that's why, I mean, I think you and I, we briefly chatted about, I'm trying to get to the East Coast, specifically Florida, but I was going to see, feel out Tennessee a little bit too, but I got to get out.
Tennessee's one of those states that's definitely drawn a lot of people to
Yeah.
it for good and bad.
Exactly, 100%, good and bad. And it's one of those, I pray to God every day that if I do eventually get there, which hopefully will be very, very soon, I'm hoping by the end of the summer, they don't turn it into this where I'm at right now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Which Nashville's trying.
Oh, 100%, absolutely. History, you know what I mean?
Yep,
So,
yep.
but anyway, like obviously politics we can get into
Oh,
for
yeah.
hours, and we will, trust me. There will be many future occasions where you and I get into politics because I'm pretty confident you and I have the same spiel. But
Honestly, I'm going to have to push back with you a little bit on that. I don't know if politics is really where we need to go, man.
no, yeah, 100%, totally, yeah,
I just, I understand, and I'm guilty of it too. But the films are doing enough.
oh, and that's what I'm
crap,
referring to is when
and
we
we
talk about
just
it, it will be because of the films, yeah.
we really. I would prefer to try to stick as much to the fantasy, the culture, the fun stuff, than to sit there and talk about how much we hate certain political ideas.
Absolute facts. Could not agree with you more. And before we kind of jump into a little bit, the Superman and the Comic Con stuff, I obviously you and I we did chat we chatted a little bit. Are you gonna, just so people know, are you gonna start creating your own channel here soon? Or you, what are you thinking on that? And just so people can maybe start following you, maybe.
I don't know, man. The half joke I've always said is that I'm nowhere near narcissistic enough to start a YouTube channel.
That's the best part of you.
Um, but I have thought about it some, especially since Rumble sort of has a dearth of entertainment based content.
Yeah.
Um, I have thought about it. Um, I don't know. I guess we'll see.
Yeah. Are you now, remind me too, and again, feel free, share, don't share, are you anywhere right now that people like can follow stuff? And I know we talked a little bit more on the social media side, but just all jokes aside, is there anywhere you'd want people to kind of follow you at?
No,
Cool.
no.
Totally cool.
I have probably the smallest social media footprint of anyone you've ever met.
No, I respect the hell out of it. Trust me. I mean, it's one of those things. I mean, I know again, we can go down these roads another time, and I really hope we do continue this. But like, I think social media has degraded a lot of this stuff. You know what
Oh
I
yeah.
mean? Or just being able to connect with, like, I know, broken record, shocking, spot of nerd, broken record. Communities are being destroyed just because we can't talk to each other anymore, and I think we've lost a lot of that ability just to have basic communication.
Well,
Even on fantasy shit, fictional
and
ass
see,
shit.
that's where it got me, and I think it got a lot of people this way. I mean, I was basically one of those geeks that was just let me enjoy my stuff, leave me alone.
Bingo. And
I
then
had
Hollywood was like, "Hey, here's all this worldly shit."
and and yeah, they started to come out, they started to push this stuff, and I was there on the front lines early on, like stop it. Nothing good is going to come of this. And of course,
Oh my
no
god, it
one
came to
really
be. What do you
listened
know?
because
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, 100%. Now,
and now here we are 10 plus years after the fact, and I don't think I've ever seen Hollywood in a worse state in my entire life.
absolutely. Do you think now, before we jump onto the San Diego Comic-Con stuff, do you think Hollywood can recover? Straight, honest opinion. Do you think it can
Oh,
recover from where it's at right now?
can it? Yes. Will it? I
It's
doubt
a
it.
whole nother ball game.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
In
don't, because I
order
think,
for them
the fact
to,
that they're still using the COVID bullshit, I think is just, it's pathetic at this point. You've got to give us good stories. When you
well,
start
yeah,
giving us
and
good
see
stories,
that's where it's going to catch them.
yeah,
They can reverse course. They can fix things. They have to admit that there's something to fix first.
ding, 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 ding.
And I don't think they have the self awareness to go, oh, yeah, we kind of screwed this up.
Yeah.
Let's fix this.
Oh, 100%. Couldn't have said it better
Um,
myself. Yeah.
you could, for pennies on the dollar, go to any wiki page, forum, wherever, and grab yourself a handful of fans and have them sit down and write you a script that would make that particular IP the most successful one to come.
A freaking man. Absolutely.
But they won't do that. They'll have to bring someone else in who doesn't care about the stuff
Or
to
doesn't even
make
know about it. Half of these directors don't even know about their own content they're directing.
it's not just that they don't know. They wear that ignorance like a badge of honor.
It's sad. I've said this a thousand. You and I, we've talked, but I've said this 1,000 times on the channel. It's so sad because when it comes to comic books, you have literally hundreds of years worth of great content that you could literally just make a movie with, but you purposely choose not to.
Yep.
And that's the shit that drives me up the fucking wall,
Well,
because that would be
because
in the
and
seats.
see, it's going to tie back into politics, sadly.
It always will.
Well, that's because what we have seen is an infusion of politics into escapism.
Yep, absolutely.
And so, because it has been infused in there, it makes it very hard to discuss what it's going to take to fix it without ultimately talking about it.
Bingo.
And when you have a group of people, we'll say, that view what has come before as bad, then they are not going to respect what's come before by default.
Nailed it.
And so, yeah, I mean, they won't they won't reverse course because it means that they have to sit there and go, oh, maybe that was good.
Exactly. They have to admit it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is why,
And
again, this is a credit for people that are watching or that are watching later on. This is why I'm bringing you onto this channel, because I love the way, again, in a very simple one sentence articulation, that's how you define it. It would take me 20 minutes to decipher that. It takes you one sentence. So that's why, again, I'm looking forward to more future collaborations with this
oh
and
yeah,
different
for sure. Me
topics. You know what I
me
mean?
too, man.
Yeah. Now, obviously, switching gears, obviously a little more positive, and then we'll go right back to the negative with Superman. All jokes aside, have you ever had a chance to go to Comic Con San Diego? Like, do you ever go to conventions? Like, have you ever been in the past, stuff like that?
I mentioned MTAC before. I went to that.
Yeah.
That was
What was?
the
Remind me what that one was.
that's a Middle Tennessee anime convention.
Is that a pretty big one?
I mean, it's nowhere near Comic Con, Dragon Con, those things.
Yeah.
But I
For
mean,
Tennessee, is it pretty big?
it's a decent size. I
Yeah,
mean,
not too bad. And I mean, I'm assuming I'll be honest with you, you probably can teach me a hell of a lot more on the anime stuff, but I mean, I'm
don't,
sure.
no. Hold up. The only reason I went to that was because I had a friend offer to take me.
Amen. Yeah.
And I hadn't really been to one, and I decided, you know what, I at least want to go and see the booths and see who's there.
Oh,
And
absolutely. Yeah.
my experience with anime is limited.
You
Um,
and I both. Yeah.
I do have a few that I love, but they're generally the ones that everyone talks about, everyone knows.
Yeah.
Um, Death Note I thought was great. Um, Psychopaths I think is great, but I didn't go there really for the anime. I went there for the booths, the collector stuff.
Yeah. What'd you think? I mean, jokes aside, what did you think about it? Are you into that type of convention atmosphere, or is it just not your flavor?
I do and I don't.
Yeah.
It. I
There's a
mean,
lot of it's kind of the pro con thing. It's fun to be around people of like mind, fun to have
I
celebrations,
hate large groups.
but then of course when you get 100,000 people in one building, geez,
That's it. Yeah,
yeah,
and that I think I hated the most. Now I loved seeing people going around dressed up,
yeah.
seeing the work people have done for their
Oh, yeah. I always
costumes and
dip some of
stuff.
these people. I dip my hat so much to what they can do.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, for sure. Great works. Um, I liked seeing the artistic effort that people would do because there were quite a few booths there where people would submit their own stuff,
yeah.
and I mean to see that was great.
Oh, absolutely, 100%.
There was a guy there that sold swords,
Absolutely. Still
and I
love.
mean seeing him have a real, I mean real, but a real great sword, Ned Stark's sword.
Fuck yeah.
Had a full life-size replica. To see that was really cool. To see the costumes people would make to sell. They had all the little Assassin's Creed cloaks
Absolutely.
and stuff. Seeing that was cool. It would have impressed me more had it been more comic and movie, something that I was more familiar with. But at the same time, I don't know if I'd ever go to Comic Con, man.
No, yeah, and that's where like maybe here's the thing. Maybe one day, no joke, I will try to get you down to San Diego Comic Con, because trust me, number one, it's one of those. It's a life bucket, whatever that fuck that word is. It's a
Bucket list.
bucket list experience. You have to go at least once. You will literally have better. I've talked about it many times in the years that I've put it on this channel. you have better odds at the lottery than going to get a ticket to this thing. So it will literally be the luck of the draw. But I will get
Well,
you. My
would
mission is
you
to get you
like
at
me to
one day.
break your heart?
What's that? What would you say?
Would you like me to break your heart?
Sure. Why not?
Okay.
My soul's dead anyway.
I saw Superman, so is mine.
Oh yeah.
No, I had a chance to go to, I believe it was San Diego Comic Con,
Yeah.
and it was back when Stan Lee was still alive,
Amen.
and
A
he
freaking man.
and he and he was going to be there, and I was going to have him sign my Stan Lee figure that I had,
Fuck yes.
and it didn't go through. It the person that was going to have me go fluffed out, and so I didn't get a chance to go.
That does genuinely break my heart. Like I'll have
And
to I would
then
have gone
and
back.
then dude, I'm not done. Stanley died the next year.
Are you shitting me, dude?
Yep,
That's
yep.
balls. Big, stanky, fat
And see,
balls.
what really breaks my heart is I'm not sure whether I'm upset about it or not, because after hearing what he went through
Oh
towards the
yeah,
end
yeah,
of
yeah.
his life, I'm not sure I want to be the guy that got one of those autographs.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely. Now, I'll even to add to that. I don't know how far back you've gone on my channel to see where the shit, what I call the dark ages, where it was just garbage. There's a
No,
video where
I've
I
only
did.
watched what I've seen from the time I was aware of you on.
Oh, okay, cool. I'll send you the link or something. It's just a very small clip, but to your exact point, this was LA Comic Con way back, like we're talking 2012 or something like that. There's a video. I got to meet Stan Lee. It was
Mm,
the greatest to this day, God's truth, probably the greatest experience of my life, hands down. And it's a very crappy video. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, but to your point, that the way I experienced it versus the way what I know now to how he was treated,
mm-hmm.
I kind of now remember that very moment, and I'm thinking to myself, this fucker didn't want to do this. He didn't want to be there. He was forced to do it.
Yep.
Like you could tell he was in pain,
Yeah.
from just like his soul to his person. I don't know what the words are. You could tell he was just there as a float, as somebody just
Which
yeah.
hurts me in so many ways, because I don't want to meet someone who doesn't want to be there.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've had my chance to meet a few stars here and there. I've passed on the majority of them because it really did kind of seem like, here, I'm just gonna rubber stamp my signature, get lost.
Yeah.
And
Well, the other beef too is when they charge $300
well,
for
yeah,
a
that
fucking
too.
picture where they don't even fucking give a shit about you. They're just next
Yeah.
$300. Fuck that. Fuck no. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, and then I mean,
Like, here's one thing I'll give credit. There are some obviously actors and actresses that really get into it. Like, I'm pretty sure
yeah,
you've probably seen Hayden Christensen is like the first one that comes to my brain. Anytime I see him with a fan picture, he's always hugging them. He's always doing some scene.
right.
He obviously wants to be there and he wants to do that.
Mhm.
But then you got other people where you look at like Christopher Lloyd, and you can tell that motherfucker is 190, does not give two fucks about you, but he's only there because you're gonna pay him $500 for a fucking autograph.
And dude, there's a lot of people I'd put up with for $500 for effectively a minute.
Oh, 100%. If you want to come and I have to just, I don't know, watch you take a shit and you're gonna pay me $100, go for it. Where's the Febreze? You know what I mean? Like,
But I mean, I've never been that geek. Um, I've never really had actors, actresses that I just absolutely adore. I have a very small list.
sure.
Maybe 10.
Can you give us
Um,
one? Give us top two.
most of them are dead.
Oh no shit. Okay, if they were alive, top two.
Stan Lee,
Bingo.
and Alan Rickman.
Oh, dude, that would be fucking dope. Yeah, I'll give you that 100,000. Now, why Rickman?
He is an amazing character actor.
Yeah, straight back.
Um, and usually you can get a feel for what an actor is like through the roles that they choose to take and how they interview about those roles.
Sure, 100%.
And he just seems like he was, in spite of him having that "I'm such an asshole" vibe,
Yeah.
he really did seem like just a very down to earth guy.
No, that's awesome. No, 100%.
And I love actors, directors that are self aware.
Yeah. That just they know they're a human being.
Well, that it's they also know that without the fans, they're not there.
Nailed it. Nailed it.
I mean, there's a lot of fans that will go through broken glass to get to a a star that they like,
Sure. Yeah.
and they don't appreciate that.
Oh, 100%.
And if they don't appreciate it, I'm not going to waste my damn time trying to talk.
Straight, no, 100% correct. Absolutely. Now, okay, let's pick one more then. If they are alive, who would you choose?
Ooh. In that vein, I'd probably go Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell, that's a unique one. You know, I got to ask why Kurt Russell.
Well,
If
one,
you
I
say
mean,
overboard, I'm gonna fall in love with you.
what's that?
If you say overboard, I'm gonna fall in love with you.
I mean, it's there. I've loved a lot of his films.
He's an amazing dude. The fact
Oh
that
yeah,
he's Hollywood and he's still married, like to Goldie, whatever her face is, I can't even remember her fucking name.
Goldie Hawn, I
Is
think.
it Goldie Hawn?
I
Yeah, they've been
think.
married for like 100 years. It's a beautiful thing. It's an absolutely beautiful thing.
But I mean, a lot of his films, I just absolutely adore.
Yeah,
Um, Honestly, I don't know how much. Do you look up like the behind the scenes stories on films?
I'd be lying if I said I do. Very very rarely.
I do it pretty rarely too, but I did look up Tombstone.
Okay.
And if you've ever looked at the story behind that, Kurt Russell's basically, from what I've read, the reason that film got made.
No shit.
The guy that they had in charge directing the film, apparently he was fluffing off, and Kurt Russell stepped in and sort of took the reins.
That's pretty badass, actually. I didn't know that.
So yeah, I mean that, and I mean I love the film Escape from New York, Big Trouble in Little China,
Oh, dude, the
Stargate,
classics.
Bone
Classic.
Tomahawk. I mean, those are just the ones off the top of my head.
Which
Overboard.
surprisingly haven't been rebooted, at least yet.
Shush,
Yeah.
shush.
Shut your whore mouth.
But no, they're and see, I mean, he has come out and said, "I'm just here to entertain you. Let me do that job. Don't ask me who I vote for. Don't ask me what I think. Just let me come out, entertain you, and move on."
Amen.
And I can respect that to no end. And I think somebody who has that mindset would be somebody I could sit down and have a drink with.
That's dope. No, I respect that. I think that's dope as hell. Really. Now, before we wrap this up, and we're gonna get into Superman, one little quick thing I say, I had my brain farted there for just a second. Are you a Tron fan?
Eh, I
Maybe
wouldn't say I'm a fan.
no, because I'll be obviously with the Comic Con stuff coming up. Just to give people a heads up, we are gonna spend. I'll be there for 4 days, including preview night. Obviously, we don't get preview night tickets because preview night is really not much going on other than people just trying to get all the exclusive shit. Blah blah blah. I'll be there with the usual suspects. If you've seen, I don't know even if yourself, Joseph, if you've seen my last year, my friend Carlton will be with me. Sam will be with me, and then we're gonna have another one of our newer friends, Richard, joining us. We all basically work together, so we're gonna go there for 4 days. Surprisingly, not a lot of the big studios are gonna be there, which is not exactly a shocker, but at the same time understandable because again, the only thing that's really noteworthy is Fantastic Four coming out Thursday. I am actually really excited because it's more the collectibles that I'm going for this year. If you're a Ghostbuster fan, which I'm sure you have to be, Joseph, otherwise we are not friends at all. They
That
can
depends on what you call fan.
old school.
1 and 2.
Yes, exactly. The newer ones, I do enjoy the new ones, but they're never going to live up to the old.
Well, I mean, honestly, 1. Because, I
Oh,
mean,
100%.
honestly, I don't think Ghostbusters 2 is all that great.
Yeah,
But
it's a terrible film, but it's still, it's the classics. But
it needs about 30 minutes cut off the start of it to be really good.
bingo, yeah. But I'm sure you remember the toys. I'm sure you probably collect the toys. Kenner, which is now obviously Hasbro, they are making, and I posted this on, I think it was like Instagram or Twitter or something like that. They are making the original Kenner Ecto 1, but with a glow Ecto 1. So it like the whole thing glows. It looks dope as fuck. Look it up online if you haven't. Actually, I should have probably even, you know what? Now that we know what we're doing, hold on a second.
Yep. There it is.
Ecto 1 glow. Let me see. Because we can screen share. We know how to do that now.
There you go.
Hold on. Let me see if I can screen share.
Figured out the hard stuff.
Right? Okay. Coupons. We don't give a shit about coupons. Let me see here. Presentation. Hey, look at that. Okay. That right there. My finger is pointing. There you go. That is my gold. My what's the Indiana Jones shit? I always forget the damn name.
Your Grail?
My grail, my holy grail. That is
Okay.
this year. I need to get my hands on that Ecto 1. I am apparently they're only going to make like a certain amount of them and then they're going to be gone forever. You know, if a reseller gets a hold of it, they're going to charge at least 5 times the cost.
Oh yeah.
I have to get my hands on
And
that.
see, dude, that's the thing. I've sort of gotten out of the collector sphere just because honestly, scalpers have made it absolutely pointless.
I hate every last one of them because they just ruin it for everybody.
I don't fault them. I have no gripe with them at all. I can respect someone trying to make a buck.
I mean, hey, if you're gonna make 3 times the value, absolutely, dip my respect. If you want,
and I mean, there's the quote. I forget who said it. I think it was Jefferson. Everything is worth what its purchaser will pay for it.
no, absolute facts.
And so, yeah, if somebody wants to be dumb enough to pay $500 for an Ecto 1,
that glows in the dark.
knock yourself out. What I have an issue with is that the companies have so little respect for the fans that they don't have any kind of protection from people trying to buy these up in mass and then scalp them.
Absolutely nailed it. You absolutely, and this is why I bring you. I'm gonna broken record this forever. This is exactly why I bring you on this channel because you just nailed it beautifully. One thing I'll give credit actually to your exact point where you just made. I just saw an article today, and I won't bring it up here, but I did see actually Walmart trying to stop some of these Pokemon scalpers.
Yeah.
Where I do give them. I mean, let's be honest, it's Walmart. I don't. It's whatever. It's Walmart. I shop there. I don't give a shit. I mean, I don't go at night, but whatever. I got to give them credit. They are trying to do something about those scalpers because let's be honest, Pokemon cards. I never started collecting. I'll be honest. I'm not the biggest fan of Pokemon, but I can respect it. And I'll tell you what, some of the values of those cards, holy shit.
Oh yeah.
And when you've got, like you say, when you've got somebody who's buying the entire stock of their store and you've got 300 other people that would love a chance, that's just bullshit. That's total and absolute bullshit.
And see, the problem you run into is the companies have no incentive to crack down on it. They're getting paid.
Oh, 100%. They're going to get their wealth no matter what.
They don't care.
Yeah.
So
like a little kid who maybe just wanted to try to start collecting,
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, so Comic-Con, I hope everybody is excited for it, is going to watch. I will try to post as much as I can. At the end of the convention, of course, I will do my usual. I might, because it takes me forever to get videos out, I might just do one spiel of Comic-Con and just post it on here, Rumble,
Supercut,
YouTube. It's the editing. The editing takes for fucking ever. So, but Believe it or not, Joseph and I, like I said, we are going to try to bounce on to a live review Thursday nights or possibly Friday, depending on when we both see it. I'm going to see it Thursday night in theaters. Other means can try to
You're
watch
still
it.
trying to convince me to sit down and watch it.
Exactly. And then once we both have seen, I'm going to give a review no matter what, but I hope Joseph will be able to see it, and then we can talk about it through this, of course, and give our spiel. But it's going to be, jokes aside, I fucking love Comic-Con. It has a special place in my heart. It is the only time of year where I have a little
I
bit
would have loved to have gone back before it got quite so commercialized.
It's a mitigated disaster, but in the best way possible. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's just something that I every year look forward to, and I just pray to God.
How
Please.
come you don't make a trip out to Dragon Con?
It is. I tell you what, that's what I'm going to start to do. Like in the coming year, once I can finally get moved, I really do start. I want to start traveling the country and the world to start doing these things.
No, dude, you stay away from Atlanta.
Is it
Stay
really that
away.
bad? It's really that bad.
Traffic is horrid.
Oh yeah. Well, every time I look at so I'm not the best flyer. I mean, I do it because you got to travel, but like every time I hear bad things, it's usually from Atlanta. You know what I mean?
And there is a reason for it, man.
Yeah. It's
I basically call it the South's Hollywood.
Jesus. That's not a good thing.
No. I mean, honestly, with everything that brings too. And I mean, think about it this way. Look at how much stuff has moved to Georgia.
Actually, yeah, surprisingly.
So there has been a huge entertainment push out there, and it's basically brought all the joys of LA to the Southeast.
Holy crap. Ooh, no thank you. Yeah, never mind. Forget that.
I'm not being fair, but I kind of
You
am.
would know more than I tell you what though, because like you say, you're in that area, so you would know more than others. You know what I mean? So fuck that shit.
I avoid Atlanta like the plague, though.
Oh, amen. Absolutely. Just like I avoid downtown Seattle like the plague. I wouldn't touch that shit unless you had to pay me. You know what I mean? But
Well, honestly, it's like I said, it's primarily the traffic. I think Atlanta, ranks up there as like in the top 5 worst traffic in the U.S.
and it ruins everything. It's just not worth it, and all that good stuff. But let's wrap this video up because we have to go into it, and this is exactly what I brought you into this for.
Fair enough.
We have got to just now. Joseph and I talked a little bit before the video, and we'll continue the conversation. Obviously, this is going to be something we'll talk about for many, probably years, months to come. We have to talk about James Gunn's Superman that recently just came out, and we both are on the same page of it just being absolute dog shit. But I put my review out. I hope those that have watched have enjoyed. I've had some interesting conversations through Instagram, which I encourage everybody to go watch or look at because holy shit, there are some very interesting people out in the world. But I would love, give us your Cliff Note version of James Gunn's Superman.
Cliff Note. Holy cow. Okay. As I told you before, I consider Superman to be a movie with issues.
Yeah.
And
are you talking about and just to make sure people are on the same page, let's call it Superman 25, just in case. So like, and 78, yada yada.
Fair enough. I've been really mulling it through my head over the last few days, just what it is about the film that grates on me so heavily. I think the biggest issue it has is that everyone in charge was afraid to commit. Nothing within the film commits to what they were trying to do. They take half steps the whole way. I think the biggest example is sort of tied into the monkeys.
Oh God! Don't even get me started. But
well, no. That's a great scene there because someone made a choice to clearly go after social media.
Yep.
Okay, whether it's James Gunn or some studio exec that was like, "Hey, that'll relate to the young folk," or something along those lines. Someone made that very obvious choice to sort of take a jab at social media.
Yeah, especially in the world today.
Fine. I mean, social media is worth taking shots at.
100%. Yeah.
But they don't commit. I mean, you look at how it ends, at how they wrap up that whole arc, and basically it is a Deus Ex Machina like you've never seen. It's like Lois and them go, "Oh, here's the facts," and everyone's like, "Oh, the facts? Well, we were wrong," and that's it.
And credits roll.
And if they wanted to commit, what they should have done was had it end with about half the world still hating Superman's guts because they don't believe the stuff that they saw.
Yeah, 100%.
And you have the talking heads that won't give up. You have the media that won't give up. I find it especially hilarious that for the media they decide to bring Jake Tapper in.
That was one of those things where I was like, are you shitting me right now?
So you're literally bringing in the guy that can't admit when he's wrong and got stuff wrong. You're bringing him in to play someone on your screen of somebody who can admit that they're wrong.
Yeah. It is, I mean, like, I don't have the right words to go, are you shitting me right now? Now, before I forget too, you were saying in one of your comments, if you remember, something about the squirrel. What were you going on about with the squirrel?
Okay. I'm not a Superman fan. Okay, I'll just put that out there.
Just in general.
In general, I don't really read the books. I've never really liked them as a character.
Yeah. What about
there have been films that I've liked?
Reeves movies?
What?
What about the movies? Like even the old school Christopher Reeves movies?
Superman 1, I believe Superman 2 I did like. Man of Steel.
Respect. Man of Steel to me is my favorite.
I think that's about it. Superman Returns I didn't loathe, but I wasn't blown away.
Yeah, it was meh at best.
I sort of felt about it a little bit better than I felt about this one.
Yeah.
But where I do like Superman, at least as far as canon goes, I'm a big fan of Lex.
Okay, yeah.
Lex was an absolute moron.
In obviously this one, yeah.
I have never seen a dumber Lex.
Yeah. Do you think that was on purpose?
Was that?
Do you think that was on purpose?
No.
Do you think do you think obviously James Gunn dumbed him down to be like that?
No. I think no one who worked on the script was actually smart, and so they don't know how to write for a smart person.
That's where I think, and that's again where I love your idea behind that, because again, you and I chat a little bit where Lex is supposed to be Brainiac. I know that people are going to hate me for that.
Not quite, but I mean, he's definitely up there.
He's supposed to be able to outsmart, quote unquote, Superman.
Mm-hmm.
But yet he needs, 500 people to do it in this film. And even with that, he still can't.
The issue I had with him is everything that they did to show how smart he was just highlights how stupid he is.
Yeah, absolutely.
To tie into what you just brought up, the super squirrels.
Jesus.
Okay. Lex is tasked with trying to find a way to hold crypto, and his solution that he comes up with is super squirrels. Not, let's put a kryptonite muzzle on his mouth.
Yeah.
Let's
put flying fucking squirrels.
So it's like you're going like way out there with like these ridiculous ideas when a very simple one. Ultraman.
Oh, don't even get me started on that shit.
Okay, first off, tell me that you didn't think that well, perhaps you didn't. I kept thinking, if this is how they're going to do this, why didn't they just bring Bizarro Superman in?
Oh, 100%. He's dumb as shit. He doesn't have a clue who he is. And I love one of my, because again, I know you and I are similar where we could talk about this for hours. I love the fact that Superman throughout the entire movie is trying to save every single life possible,
Mhm.
including the fucking giant ass monster from Pacific Rim, where like we could have tried to euthanize, blah 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 blah. Oh no 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 no! When it's spoiler, when it's his own
I think
fucking
we're well
son.
beyond that, dude.
Nah, you're cool. We're just gonna dip you into the fucking nether regions of buttfuck nowhere. I was a little busy. I guess fuck me, right? Yeah.
But yeah,
What was your take? Now, obviously, like and again, we're gonna hit so many different topics on this throughout everything. One of my biggest beefs, and I said in the review, was a lot of people have been saying this. Superman is constantly getting his ass beat. He's
oh
constantly
yeah,
back. He's constantly having somebody else save him. To me, it's disrespectful to the character. Now, obviously, everybody was screaming at me on Instagram, like, but in the comics, I understand that. I really, really do. You have to separate the movies from the comics. If you want to bring in a new crowd to Superman, this is not the way to do it. So I was
I
curious
disagree.
again,
I
you know,
disagree with you.
okay, give me your spiel.
Okay. If you want to bring an audience in, first and foremost, you have to stay true to the story that has gotten you 50 years plus.
That you and I agree with 100%.
So you absolutely need to be using the stories that have already proven successful.
Facts.
And you need to show appreciation for the lore that's come before you.
Why Man of Steel is the greatest thing ever.
Well, I disagree on that, but I did enjoy the film. Now, I will say this. This film did something that none of the other Superman films have done for me
Okay.
in a positive light.
Porque.
I have never watched a Superman film that has made me relate to Superman as much as this film did.
Give us a little more on that.
The interview scene.
Okay.
I thought that was an absolutely great scene. James Gunn fucked it up,
In
but I
what
thought it
way?
was an absolutely great scene up to the point that he screwed it up.
In what way? Curious, just to make sure I'm on the same page. Because I will agree. I'll agree that interview is good because it's getting the real side of Superman. Of course,
Yes.
They're
Well,
together, but they're not together. Blah blah blah.
the the thing is, Superman has always been this godly character,
Right.
which has been what I've had such an issue with. I don't have as easy a time rooting for him because, of course, he's going to win. He can fly and super strength and nothing can pierce him and blah, blah, blah. I mean, the dude has got a book of superpowers that he has. So when he overcomes great trials, I don't care.
Right.
But where he's not invulnerable is his heart.
I'll give you that. Yeah.
And that is where I actually liked the idea of Lex going after his heart.
I could see. Okay, I could now that again. That's why I bring your brain into it. I could see where you now. Where does Gunn screw it up? Because I could give you 100 examples where he screws it up. But
Well,
what do you mean specifically?
I have an issue with James Gunn, and I've had this issue for some time, and I'm not alone in this.
Oh, you're definitely not alone. He doesn't know how to make anything else.
I call him a class clown director.
100%. That's you and I will agree with forever. Yeah.
Because, I mean, he can't ever let a scene resonate.
He can't, as everybody's been saying, he can't let it sit.
No.
He has to give a joke to destroy any sort of sentimental emotion.
And so to get to the interview scene, you have this great scene where, I mean, Superman is getting pissed.
Yeah.
And you can tell I mean, part of what's getting him so upset and worked up is that his heart is breaking, that she can't seem to see what he's had to go through this whole time.
Yeah. That lives matter.
Right.
All lives matter. Oops, I said it. Yeah.
And it's such a good scene, and then it's like boom, super shit.
Yeah.
And
it's so stupid. I
don't even mind stupid, but all they had to do was flip it.
Yeah.
She could have began with the super shit stuff,
right,
and had that lead into the more serious stuff, and then you would have had a chance to let that scene kind of
let it breathe,
mull,
as the cooks would say. Let it breathe.
Right. And then you had the scene with his dad.
Oh, that was gonna say. I was gonna ask you, and I'm thinking like this would be a perfect way to round this episode up. What was your take on the direction they went in terms of his messaging for Superman and Earth? And we all know it to be,
what do you mean?
Go to Earth, conquer it, do as many women as you can, and spread your seed. What was your take on that?
I think,
and before everybody gets down my throat, which they were trying to destroy me on Instagram, I am fully aware of what the comics say. Again, this is the introduction of a Superman character, and this is how you want to start it. Eat a fat dip.
If I could be allowed to take a slight detour.
Fire away, yeah.
I do not believe that this film was ever meant to be a film.
Interesting. Okay, yes, definitely elaborate on that.
I think whoever was behind this film wanted to do a live action remake of Super Friends.
Okay, I'll give you that.
I think that this was meant to be a show.
And
as like a 10 episode-ish run, there's enough material here. They could have fleshed it all out, and I think it really could have worked well.
Yeah, no, 100% give you that.
But either because they didn't have enough faith in the film, or they had too much faith in it as a film, someone said, condense it down, make it into a feature-length film.
Yeah. I think it's, to your point, everybody, all the main reviewer people like YouTube, blah, 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 similar to what you're saying there, is because if you're coming in as somebody who doesn't have a clue who Superman is, if it was me, I would be going, what the fuck did I just watch?
Well,
who are these people? What are they doing? What's the story? There's like 400 of them.
It doesn't help that, from my memory, I can only recall one fight that Superman actually takes on himself and wins.
Which one? See, even I'd have to, like, I'm not even shitting you. I'd have to ask you, which one was it?
The Raptors.
Yeah. No, okay, yeah. That's literally the only one. Everything else, he either needs help or he needs to be rescued.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's a huge issue in and of itself. But I would be okay with that. Again, if you had had a show, you could have had 2 or 3 episodes where Superman actually does super stuff.
Yeah.
And then you could start showing him taking his lumps along the way.
Bingo.
Perhaps even hint into the fact that the social media stuff is getting to him and perhaps distracting him.
That would have been a better script than what we saw. 1,000%.
So yeah, I think what you have is a film that wasn't meant to be a film, that was sort of piecemealed. Honestly, it almost seems like James Gunn wanted to do a Justice Gang film, and some executive somewhere said, no, that's too much like Guardians, so here's Superman, do that.
Yeah. No, 100%. And even to you, I'm sure you probably read into the world of fucking whatever it is. it was like a 2018 interview with James Gunn where even he said, I don't know what to do with this character. And it wasn't until recently where he knew, quote unquote, knew what to do with the character. I call bullshit. So much bullshit on that.
Honestly, I don't.
In
I
what way?
don't, because as I said, Superman's been a very difficult character for me to get into because it's hard to really create drama with a character that's effectively a god among men.
I'll give you that. I will actually give you that. Especially if you put him next to the Justice League Batman, who is a human being.
And I mean, the thing that you really run into is, especially from the standpoint that honestly DC superheroes are pretty god tier in their own right too.
Yeah.
So you have several of them in one film. What can't they take on?
That is, I mean, especially you look at like to your point, and I'm going to throw up a little bit in my mouth here. The Justice Gang together, they're actually better than Superman.
I'll give you that.
Legitimately, they are better at defeating quote unquote monsters and bad guys.
They're just
Superman.
better. They're more likable.
Yeah.
They have more diversity in like behavior and relationships.
By the way, Nathan Fillion, I will forever love. Nate, dude, I love that man. Not a fan? Not a fan?
I can't say that. I can't, because I've loved a lot of his roles. The problem I have with Nathan Fillion is, and God, Nathan, if you ever hear this, I'm sorry. He's not a particularly good actor, though.
No, I'll give you, like, straight up.
All he does is play himself.
He's a TV show guy.
Well, he does himself.
Yeah.
Every single role is just, it's him again.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. I mean, I've talked about it on this channel, but do you watch? Do you watch a lot of like, say, The Rookie? Have you ever seen him in The Rookie?
No, haven't watched that.
It's actually, I mean, jokes. It is a terrible show, but it's one of those, like, it's a terrible but good show. You know what I mean? I will give him credit. It's probably the best he's capable of, if you know what I mean.
Honestly, I think Firefly.
Oh, that was his prime. That was 100%. I'm
mostly
talking like now
because that role allowed him to do everything.
Yeah. He's starting to show his age, and that's what I think. It's like he's kind of on the other side of his career. You know what I mean? Like he's okay for a camo here and there. He's okay doing the last season of The Rookie, and then you should stop. Just do voice acting. You know.
I hate to say that, but at the same time, like I said, he really just plays himself.
Yeah, 100%.
And as much as I enjoyed his role as Guy, it just kind of felt like it was Mal.
Yeah. No, 100%. Yeah.
But no, I mean, the Justice Gang was definitely played up more. They were shown to be more capable. It really annoys me that the first time we meet them, I think it's the first time, and basically it's up to them to come up with a game plan because Superman's like,
Don't even get me started on the scene where he's like, they're fighting the dude in the background, and he's just kind of like, I'm sure they've got it. Don't worry about it. People are probably dying, but whatever.
But I mean, they didn't know what they wanted to do with tone because it's all over the place in tone.
It's like I know I'm just bouncing off of everybody else. This is a TikTok generation Superman, nothing more. It's an attention span of 20 seconds. That's it.
I also felt that the threats to the city were all downplayed.
Oh, you don't love the fact that it took 5 minutes to evacuate an entire city that
okay.
1 million people in it? Or the fact that Superman, when the building falls over, there's one person on the bridge, the lady.
Yeah.
I'm sure that just one person was on that bridge, It just
Dude,
is like,
I saw the Mothman prophecies. I know how the bridge collapses work. And yeah.
Now, before, because I say we're hitting that hour mark, and I think that's a perfect way to kind of wrap this up.
Fair.
I wanted to do a quick little screen share because you and I, uh, we're practicing. You have to remember we're old. We don't know how to do a lot of this stuff. Um, I have to bring this up because I love rubbing this into all the faces of those that have shared their thoughts with me, shall we say, through comments on social media. Because apparently, the box office, this is the greatest thing since sliced bread. But the numbers, if anybody is not familiar with this website, this is probably the most accurate website in relation to providing the truest numbers. Now, I'm not going to take this as a 100% fact, but I'm simply going to say, from a worldly perspective, country, United States, this is probably the most accurate representation of what this film or other films are bringing in. Ironically, the world is currently saying that this film is already skyrocketing past $400-500 million worldwide. According to this website, if you notice, it's only barely pushing 235 million. So, if I were to ask you, Joseph, if you're pulling in $235 million in your second week, which already had a 70% drop off in viewer rate, what would you call that?
I would definitely not call it a success.
Bingo.
That would be, honestly, I would call that straight up movie apathy.
Bingo. Do you think there's comic book fatigue?
Yes
Live
and
action
no.
fatigue, you know?
Yes and no. That's a tough thing to say. Um, I would say that for the average person who isn't a fan, who just more or less kind of watches whatever's hot that week, I think yes.
Yeah.
I think among them, they're ready to move on to other stuff. I think there is still a strong enough contingent of fans that if they were to do proper comic book films, they would do well, especially if they didn't do the obscene budgets that we've seen.
Oh, it's disgusting what they're paying to make these films now.
You could have done um, you could have done this particular Superman film for probably half the budget and probably done better than you've done now.
Absolutely.
And really, all that would do is just you take out the Justice Gang and pretty much all the scenes that involve them.
By the way, it's the same movie if you do that. Just heads up.
Yeah, well, not quite because God knows Superman can't save the day. So you
Okay,
take the Justice Gang out, and the Wolf screwed, dude.
Oh yeah. Never mind, because if you take it out, although the story is very similar, he's dead by like 30 minutes.
Yeah. No, you would have to rewrite the script. You would have to make Superman more capable. But ideally, you shrink your script focus down to Superman, Lois, some tertiary characters like Jimmy and
Really is the
Harry.
hottest thing since sliced bread, which nobody fucking explains, by the way. Just throwing that out there.
Dude, I'm shocked at how shitty they made Jimmy Olsen.
It just is like,
which, by the way, I don't know if you know this or not, if like you pay attention to this stuff, but that's why I wore this shirt.
Wait, was it sake? I actually know. I tell you what, didn't even right over. Totally.
Okay,
over.
Do you know what this is a shirt for?
No, I would be lying if I had a clue. Yeah.
Psych.
That's it.
Psych. The show Psych.
Yeah.
Okay. Come on, son. That's a phrase. The reason I wore this though is because one of the boys that plays young Sean is Jimmy.
Are you shitting me? Good grief, dude. That even almost like I'm like, now that I'm thinking about all of his scenes, I'm going, Jesus. You
Yeah,
know,
the one, I think it's towards
like the
the end
dump.
of the
Yeah,
show, the one that plays the older young Sean,
yeah.
he's the one that plays Jimmy.
Good grief. That's where, to your point, like it's almost like James Gunn just somebody in a studio meeting, producer, whatever, they just were like, how can we fuck this as much as we can?
Well, I don't mind that so much, but the fact is, you saw, I mean, Jimmy's an asshole.
He's a douche.
He is an absolute prick. I mean, I'm not a big Superman fan, but I don't remember Jimmy being like a manipulative asshole.
And they're only proving, again, to your everything that you're talking about, but even what I've talked about with the past, where it's like you're only proving to the world, take the movie out of it, where the more douchey you are, the hotter girls you get.
It's
Like,
true.
again, I know I'm going completely left field, but the fuck? You know?
Well, I mean, the simple fact is they torpedoed their film before it even got off the ground.
I will
If they
100%
had
agree with you.
kept their freaking mouth shut, it probably, maybe it would not have earned accolades across the board, but it definitely would have gotten more butts and seats.
You're absolutely right. If they didn't, because and I said this in my review, and I'll just my quick spiel. If the marketing didn't go down that bullshit immigration politics route, to your exact saying just now, you would have gotten so many more seats in the theaters.
And honestly, the thing that breaks my heart is, from what I can tell, it wasn't so much that they were coming out to say this stuff, but that the press was baiting them and they took the bait.
Nailed it, 100,000%. All you had to do was, hey, why don't we just talk about?
I'm not going to talk about that. It's just like, no, just no.
It is, and it's what we talked about in the beginning, where it's like it's astonishing how they know how to fix this. I don't care what anybody says. Like, again, other more higher profile reviewers, they say, sometimes like, oh, Hollywood, they're too in their own world. They know exactly what they're doing when they're doing this stuff, if you ask me. Now, obviously, yes, are there people that are blind and they're elites like Pedro fucking Pascal who don't have a fucking clue?
Oh,
Absolutely, yes. But I'm talking about the ones that are pushing the green lights to make this. You know exactly what you're doing. You are literally pushing this cultural bullshit into your movies to try and change the culture, when in fact you're doing the opposite, because it is being proven by what we showed here with the numbers. And the
oh
numbers
yeah.
are showing you losing millions.
But the simple fact is, people still would have gone if there was a film there worth praising.
Bingo. Cherry.
And
I think
there's
I
just
said it
not.
too.
Like I said, they didn't commit to anything. Every idea they had, they half-assed.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I will admit, and I've said this in the review, I've said it on my other social stuff, I wanted this movie to fail just on the basis of the politics, the marketing, blah, 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 blah. But as a nerd, as a comic guy, I wanted this to succeed. I wanted this to be something that was going to start something amazing. But instead, you decided to go the usual suspects route. And then, lo and behold,
Well, no, that's the thing. And again, it goes into the whole, they can't commit to anything.
Yeah.
They made the proper film. The film was not woke. The film was not.
Yeah, I would agree with you. It's
The
actually
film was
not woke.
I mean, it had some moments, but
There were, of course, just like anything they're going to have. But to what I was expecting, no.
yeah.
Yeah, pretty dry.
And so all they had to do was just
make
shut their
a
mouth.
fucking good movie.
Or they needed to make a woke film, which they didn't do.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
So,
choose one or the other.
well, I mean, honestly, the whole time I watched that film, I had one line going through my head over and over and over again. And you'll know the film: walk left side road, safe. Walk right side road, safe.
Yeah.
Walk middle, squish, just like grape. This film got squished like grape.
20,000%. Hands down. No joke. And that's a beautiful way to wrap this episode up. So seriously, Joseph, this has been amazing. I cannot thank you enough. I really, really do appreciate this.
Thank you for having me on, man.
Seriously. You and I'm sure we'll chat afterwards.
Oh yeah.
But to everybody that's watching, again, thank you guys so much. Throw the subscribes, the usual suspects, the likes, the comments. Tell us your thoughts. I'm sure there's a lot of them out there. But
Oh yeah.
it's been great discussion. Joe, you're going to see this beautiful man very soon and a lot more on this channel because this is great. And honestly, this is far better content than I push. So, with that said, Joseph, you got any last minute thoughts? 2 seconds, you know?
No, just thanks for having me on. It's fun. Like I said, I'm a geek, so I love to talk about this stuff.
Exactly.
So,
And when you can bring people together, that's I've said this before, and this is where my little piece of soul here. If you can bring people together instead of this divisive shit, we win. At the end of the day, we fucking win. Doesn't matter what it is, nerdism,
and
real
for
world.
something that is supposed to be as unifying as Superman, for them to do something so divisive on that really is kind of a dick move.
It speaks volumes.
Yeah.
But the reality is, it's shit that we already know. You know what I mean? So anyway, y'all, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you, Joseph. You are a beautiful, beautiful man.
Thank
Stay
you.
tuned. We've got Comic-Con this week. It is going to be fucking amazing. I cannot wait. And we will see you guys in the next episode. Laters, y'all.